Hi guys, welcome to my channel. So it has been a while since I've been on YouTube, but I'm trying to fit this back into my schedule and make sure that I am prioritizing being on here for you guys. So today I want to get straight into the video because I don't like to do all of the fluff and over talk you guys, but I want to get straight into talking about building your brand and how to maximize your time on social media. So the first topic that I want to talk about is kind of finding your niche on social media. So for me personally, I'm going to kind of explain what I did to kind of find my niche on social media and then give you some tips and tricks on how to find your niche, okay? So first things first, when I first started on social media years and years ago, I tried to do fitness. I tried to do more like skits. I would just do kind of like funny videos, and I kind of would be hard on myself. So there was times where, I think there was like 2 or 3 times where I just ended up deleting all of my social media completely and kind of just doing like a factory reset and kind of going into like a little isolation, because it's like I knew that I really wanted to do social media, but I just didn't know how I was going to make it happen. And one thing that I really regret over my journey of doing social media is deleting my social media, and instead of me just kind of leaving it and maybe taking a break from it, I would delete my social media. And that was some personal barriers that I had to overcome. And when you're doing social media, you will be challenged mentally, emotionally, spiritually over and over again, because you have to kind of fight yourself to keep pushing through and know that you are worthy of being heard or being seen and putting yourself out there. But when I was trying to find my niche, I tried all different things, and for various reasons, I would end up deleting my social media. And the reason that I regretted it the most is because I have learned that when you are trying to build something on social media and when you're first kind of starting out, it's more important that you stay consistent and you keep showing up and kind of just see where it takes you, especially if you don't know what your niche is going to be right away. So it's more important for you to just kind of stay consistent and keep showing up versus you having everything organized and planned and knowing what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. Like, I watched so many videos on how to, create a brand. I watched so many videos on how to edit videos. I watched so many videos on how to do all of these things. And I don't think any of those things were a mistake. My path was my path, and how I got here was needed for me to go through all of those things, go through my ups and downs with all of the things for me to get here. But if I was to tell someone how to just skip a couple of things, it would definitely be take everything with a grain of salt. Don't feel like you have to be perfect just to show your face on social media. Just kind of get up here, talk about what you want to talk about, or do what you want to do, and then just see how it evolves. For me, the thing that took off the most for me out of all the things that I tried to do was the fact that I started talking about being a Leo, and that content kind of just blew up. So then, instead of me trying to be controlling and try to have everything figured out, I decided I'm just going to kind of sit back, get on here, just kind of be me. And it's so hard to niche down when you are a person who has this big personality, has so much going on in life, has so much to offer. And I really want to help people in all kinds of ways. But what I did learn was stop trying to be controlling and kind of just go with the flow a little bit and then see where it takes me. So me deciding to kind of, when I did get back on social media and start posting again and making like a new pages, I think my current Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, I've had those pages for maybe a year and a half. Those are fresh pages that I had to start from scratch, and I've done pretty good. I think I have over 14,000 followers on TikTok. It might not be, I'm not super big, but I'm big enough, I'm gonna give myself credit when it's due. And that's another thing you gotta do when you're doing some social media. Always give yourself credit for the hard work that it takes, because it might look like you're having fun, but it really does, like, challenge you in so many ways to keep pushing through. But in the midst of me doing all of this, I finally figured out that I like to just flow. I like to talk. I like to be more present. I like to be more authentic. And I don't really like staged content. I don't really like planned content. And I used to try to do that, but that just wasn't working for me, and that was hindering my growth more than anything. That does not mean that if you want to do content that you should not plan, you should not do what works for you, but everything does not work for everybody. So I'm not much of a planner. I'm not much of a write notes out. I'm not much of a like organized person when it comes to content. I'm more of, I want to have an authentic conversation with the camera like I would if I was talking to someone else, or if I was talking to another person, and kind of just however the conversation flows is how the conversation flows. So that was one thing that helped me, is when I stopped trying to plan out my content and be this super organized, super bougie, I have my life put together, because I don't have my life put together. I am human. I got a lot going on in the background. Not this background, but the background of my mind and the background of my real life, stuff that people can't see. Like, I have a lot going on. Shit is not all peaches and cream over here, but that doesn't mean that you stop doing what you're trying to do. You still get up, you still get that camera out, and you still say what you need to say when you need to say it. So for me, I like to just flow. And then me flowing ended up me flowing into my content about being a Leo and zodiac signs, and kind of just centering my content around that a little bit. And then also, I know some people ain't gonna like to hear this, but I like to talk about relationships and dating and, men and all of that good stuff. So a lot of that content was taken off, and also a lot of my content with being a Leo was taken off. So I kind of just honed in and focused on those two topics, because those were the ones that were getting the most engagement, and those were things that I was genuinely willing to talk about on camera, because I feel like one thing that people don't realize is, like, there's nothing wrong with pushing yourself when you're doing content, but you still have to have boundaries. And as much as I talk freely on social media, there are some things that I'm just not willing to show, that I'm not willing to talk about, and I would never put myself out there in certain kind of ways, because there should be a limit. You should have boundaries with anything that you're doing. So I know some people might put their kids on their social media and make their content revolving around lifestyle and family life and home life. I have a child, but he doesn't really see the camera, because that's not where I wanted my focus to be, and that was a boundary for me. So creating boundaries is another thing that's really big with making social media. Like, if there's something that you just absolutely don't want to put yourself out there, and even though it might be working for someone else, it's not going to work for you if you're always really resistant to doing it, or you have an eerie feeling about doing it. So me personally, I love people who feel comfortable enough to put their families on social media and stuff like that, but that's just not something that I personally would want to do currently. And I say currently because the way that my life has evolved, and me being 32 years old, one thing I know for sure is you can never say never. And right now, I don't feel comfortable showing my child on social media or posting him, but maybe later down the line, if my content evolves into something else, that might be something that I'm into, but for now it's not. So I say have boundaries, but also have an open mind, and don't be too rigid in either way. Don't be too open and posting everything if you don't know how it's gonna land. Because one of my favorite content creators, even though I know she's very controversial, but EPS, I love EPS because even though I wouldn't personally put all of the information out there that she does, I just love her audacity. I'm trying to mix two words together at one time. I love her audacity, and I love how authentic she is. She is just EPS. And when you say EPS is just EPS. She doesn't remind me of anybody else on social media. That girl is one of a kind, and I absolutely love that about her. And when I was watching her content, I was like, I personally knew I'm going to take that shit to heart if people are judging me, my relationship, how I run my household, how I deal with my children. Mind you, you're going to get judged regardless when you're on social media, but you have to know what you're willing to tolerate. I'm willing for people to have something negative to say to me when I talk about being a Leo, or when I talk about my relationship with men, or when I talk about my feelings towards men and dating. I have had people talk crazy to me multiple times. Like, that's a thing. You have to take the good with the bad when it comes to social media. But you have to know when something's just not for you, especially at that moment. Like, my mental capacity would not be able to deal with all of the things that EPS deal with. Mind you, my life is nothing like EPS's life, but just me personally knowing that, like, if I was to put my personal home life out on social media, like my day-to-day life, that people are going to be judging me. I know that mentally I would not have the capacity to deal with that. And that's not something that I'm willing to do at this moment. So that was another thing that you have to think about when you're doing social media. You're going to get judged regardless, but you kind of have to ask yourself, what can I actually really handle? Because it's okay to say that, I don't know if I can handle that. Like, if you're super overly insecure about something, and not saying that I'm insecure about my family life or my home life, but like, let's just say you're overly insecure about something, that might not be your starting point with your content. Like, if you're super insecure about your weight, maybe that's not the content that you want to make doing get ready with me's and stuff like that, because that might not be for you. But if you want to get in front of the camera, kind of start where you're comfortable. And then as you evolve over the years, because you have to think in long term when it comes to content. Like, when I stopped trying to go viral and make money like this, and I started to more just try to build a community and create like a little, my own, when I was really like getting in my groove, I used to say, you know what, this is my little corner of the internet. I'm gonna use it how I want to use it. And that's how I started to shift my mind. Like, I'm gonna use my little piece of the internet the way that I want and see where it gets me. And I stopped trying to just go viral and get that dollar really quick, and more just kind of seeing where it would take me. That's when things really started to take off for me and work out for me. So all in all, like, my whole point of making this video is just, I want to start using my YouTube specifically, because I feel like on my TikTok, on my Instagram, and on my Facebook, I do my content about being a Leo and about, you know, relationships and dating a little bit, but more about being a Leo. But I kind of found my niche on that side of the internet. But on this side of the internet, on YouTube, I really want to use this side of the internet to help people on their journey with being a content creator, and just kind of learning from my mistakes, and just kind of giving you some ideas on how that journey is going to be, and also being a support. Because when you're the only person that you know that's doing content and like taking it seriously and really trying to make it, it can be a lonely journey, because I literally don't know one person in my real life that takes social media as seriously as I take it. And mind you, I take it seriously, but it's not my everything. But eventually, social media will pay all of my bills. I am making money off social media right now, but I know I'm only probably reached about my 10% potential with social media. But when I started thinking in like long term, and like how I can build over the years, instead of trying to do like a quick little money or quick little go viral, and really focused on like building a brand. My brand is me. I am my brand. I don't work jobs, bitch, I am a job. I've been saying that for years, and I've been trying to figure that out for years. So taking over my little corner of the internet, using it to the best of my abilities, understanding what my boundaries were with social media, understanding what my vulnerable points were that I didn't necessarily want to share with the internet or the world. Those are all things that really helped me to kind of get the ball rolling, find my way, and help me stick to it. Because what's the point of building a community if you're going to keep deleting your social media? When I tell you, I would delete my social media because I was scared to be seen. I was scared to be judged. I was scared to be vulnerable. I didn't want people looking at me. I didn't want people watching me. I didn't want people knowing shit about me. And I'm still like that. So I had to work with my vulnerable spots, but also work with where I'm trying to go in life. Because where I'm trying to go in life, girl, you're gonna have to get over it. You're just gonna have to get over it and make it do what it do. But at the same time, I'm still trying to protect my little heart because I am very sensitive. I don't know who said it, but was it I'm sensitive about my shit or something like that? Was that Erykah Badu or something like that? I don't remember who it was, but I'm sensitive about my shit. I'm sensitive about my craft. I'm sensitive about a lot of things. So me being able to put myself out here was just, it was a journey. It is a journey. I'm still working. I'm still moving through, going through the motions. But I do want to start using my YouTube as a platform, as a little community for other people who are wanting to get on social media, whatever you want to use your corner of the internet for, use it and abuse it, beat it down, have your face everywhere. My face be everywhere when it comes to like my little corner of the internet. People, they see my face, they know what time it is now. I created my own lane, but I want people who are still a little bit scared, a little bit timid, don't really know where direction they're going. I want you guys to know that, first of all, this is a safe space. So come back to my comments. Let me know like if you're doing anything with content creation or being on social media, kind of some of the things that are making you nervous. And I want you guys to use my comment section as a little community to give each other advice. Just 1 minute. But yes, okay, I'm back. Y'all, I ordered some food and I've been procrastinating getting back on the road with my YouTube. So I ordered me some Jimmy John's and I'm like, let me order my food and then I'm gonna just work on this video until my food gets here. But y'all, my food is here. So I'm gonna wrap this video up real quick because your girl gotta eat. But yeah, I want you guys to build a little community in my comment section on YouTube and kind of just give each other's advice back and forth. I personally will try my best to like get in the comments, but I'm still learning how to engage with my audience and create content at the same time because it is a lot of work, especially like when you're getting 500 comments on one video and a lot of people interacting with your videos. So I want you guys to help each other out in the comment sections first, and I will try to get in there as much as I possibly can to, give you guys advice or just acknowledge you guys. But outside of that, thank you for watching my video. I will be making more content on my YouTube specifically for other content creators and my advice and kind of the things that I've went through and things that I'm learning as I go along. Because even though I have learned a lot over the years, I am still learning as I go. But yeah, be sure to let me know if you have any thoughts in the comment section. And most importantly, keep pushing through, because when you start seeing them checks hit and them deposits hit, even though it might be $50 or $70 or $200, like it might not change your life at that moment, but it's on the way. And like I said, when you're the only one that that's doing what you're doing, it might seem like it's so far out of reach. It might seem like it's impossible. You might feel like you don't have a lot of support. You might feel like you don't know what the hell you're doing. But I really want to be here for like a shoulder to lean on for y'all. So yeah, y'all will be seeing more of me on YouTube, and have a good day and thanks for watching.